Hi, it's Zebra975 and welcome to Elite Dangerous on the Legacy version on Xbox. And in my policy of scanning everyone, I scanned a member of KUMO crew to see if they had any cargo. I think he took it personal because after I said no cargo, free to go, he came after me. In a torpedo railgun asp, which was actually pretty nasty. Or at least pretty nasty considering I'm in my size 7A hatchbreaker limpet controller with a seat, which I call a clipper. But it's basically a bi-weave shield, a 6 bi-weave shield, a 7A hatchbreaker, and then just some lightweight stuff to make it go fast. It's so vulnerable. It's one of my weakest ships by a long way. It's only got 300 on a bi-weave shield, and yeah, I mean, he did spaff his torpedoes spectacularly, but it didn't matter because his railgun accuracy was on point. And I worked out after that ram that I was never going to win this fight because, like, even if I went all the way out, recharge my shields fully, I'd have to go over 6k to get past his railguns. And as you can see, he's not missing his railgun shots. I'm not exactly doing much to evade, but like, yeah. The hardpoint placement on the ass makes it really good for railguns, and he was hitting like consistently, dish. And I got absolutely messed up in this little lightweight pirate ship. But you know, I thought about trying to get away, and I thought about trying to go back at him. You know, it was a really difficult situation to be in because this ship is just not good at combat in any way, shape, or form. And then I had the coolest thing in the game happen, which is still some of the best sound effects.
Atmospheric failure. Cannot comply. Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. Atmospheric failure.
The irony is, in most of my ships, I don't actually worry about the canopy going too much because they're gimbaled, and I have usually got 20 minutes of air minimum because I tend to put in really stupid life supports in my ships. I don't have many D-rated life supports, but this is one of my lightweight faster ships, and yeah, so I decided to leg it because, yes, definitely going to die if I hang around. So I did the whole jump up, drop down, high weight to another system and get back to my carrier and switch ship. And there was no hard feelings. I sent a GG. I got absolutely slapped in my poor little clipper. I went back in my crate Phantom. The clipper is great for robbing cutters and anything like that because of its 7A hatchbreaker limpet and the ridiculous boot time. But you know, he apologised for having crimes on, but you know, I'm never going to complain at someone for that because I always forget to switch crimes off. If I spend my day space trucking with crimes on to help me kill those anacondas that come after me, I guarantee that night, the first fight I have, I just completely will forget to turn it off again. And it's yeah, it's always the way. I always forget, so I never worry about other people forgetting. You know, when you're doing power play and stuff like that, having crimes on is just, you know, you should have it. You should be protected from the NPCs when you're out trading. That's normal. That's what crimes are for. And if people did power play properly, they wouldn't have to worry about crimes and stuff anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna have an ad break now, just as yeah, I got absolutely battered, and I don't mind admitting it. But we did join up and do some piracy, but it was a very, very dead system, and yeah, bit of a shame we didn't actually get any proper piracy done. So we're going to take a pause to take a quick look at what you guys sponsor. With your guys' views, you help out Big Red Rooster Cockerel Rescue, helping out cocks of all sizes, all shapes, and for the love of the cock, keep watching so we can raise money for this lovely little animal rescue and save birds like my little co-pilot here. I mean, we sat in wing for a bit and did a bit of chatting, and we were, you know, happily chatting in wing, and shame just no one turned up. And I just sent him a message saying I was just going to get off, and then I saw Selfish drop into the system, and I was like, wow, just after I try and kill Selfish, or just killing Selfish. And yeah, another asp. How many times are you going to run into combat asps? It's so rare. You know, mine's a tough asp, but it's not actually a PvP one. It's just got 1,000 shields. But yeah, Selfish's asp has not got 1,000 shields, but it's pretty robust, I've got to say. I fought against it a few times. But yeah, the KUMO crew one was pretty nasty with its torpedoes and whatever have you, and I think Selfish had torpedoes as well, so this was going to be a battle between them, and I was just pretty much spectating and shooting with my beam lasers. You know, I can shred shields of this thing because it's a pirate ship. It's not, you know, the weaponry on there to frighten people more than actually do much damage, and I can't even fire my weapons for that long without the destroyer running out. But I got bored of the three multi cannons and pack hounds on here because it just felt too broken, because you can camp 4 pips to shields and still fire on 2 pips, which is just overpowered. I did have an incident. One of the reasons why I didn't bring you a lot of the earlier fight I had with the KUMO guy is because Scooby decided at that point to send me like all of his exploration videos, so it just comes up message. That was the last few clips from his exploration trip coming through there. But yeah, earlier when I was fighting the KUMO crew guy, it was causing it to lag quite a bit because I was getting message after message from Scooby. But it's all good because yeah, I said to Scooby it's fine to send it, and yeah. I didn't expect the KUMO crew guy to come back and interdict me after I said no cargo, free to go. But you know, yeah, it was fun. I managed to escape in my clipper before getting completely trolleyed and having my drive shot out. Unfortunately for Selfish, he didn't make it out before his drive got shot out. And like I say, the beam lasers, I don't even have a missive on here, so there's times I have to just manually aim because he goes silent running, that sort of thing. But yeah, it's very difficult to escape when someone's sniping your drives like that. So yeah, he got his drive sniped. From then on, it's just a painful, slow death, unfortunately for Selfish. But yeah, it's the way it goes. It's pretty mean. He does try and reboot and repair. I think a couple of times he manages to get reboot and repair in and get a couple of percent back on his drives to try and escape. But yeah, pretty much with 2 ships focusing you, you're not going to get your drives back for long enough to escape. But fair play to him for keep trying. It's all you can do in that situation. It's either that or self-destruct, really. That's your 2 options. Either speed your demise up by self-destructing, or keep trying to reboot and repair. It's the best 2 options, really. You know, I go for the typing them GGs during that period, get it all out of the way, because I'm about to end up at a detention, and I know when I'll be able to message them while I'm over at detention. But that's just me. There's times in this game where you just have to accept you're dead. And yeah, I got really lucky, really, because I escaped from a certain death from an asp driven by a KUMO crew member, and then that same asp helped me kill Selfish. A bit of revenge for his attack on me the other day when I was in my Cobra Mark 4. So yeah, GG's to Selfish. This is pretty mean and completely unfair fight 2v1. And yeah, the railguns and his drives was particularly mean, but you know, that's the way it goes. Sometimes you can't win them all, and sometimes your drives get taken out. But anyway, that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I'll leave you the last bit with the sound, and I'll sign off here and say enjoy the last bit. That's all. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.